Welcome to Spring Abundance, Spring Feng Shui, all of the energy to take a whole new approach to life. There's so much happening this spring that is different from any other year in recent memory. In fact, there are so many things happening that have never happened before all at the same time. And this energy is bright. It is Aries energy. It's the astrological new year on the day of the equinox. This is where a whole new cycle begins. So if the first new year was not all that it was cracked up to be for you, and the lunar new year didn't quite do it either, this is the new year. And I know people who say, the end of March is when the new year begins. This is when things start to heat up, literally and and viscerally. In so many ways, this is where it all begins. And 20th, so Thursday, is going to be this day of heightened manifesting power. So if you're watching this before the spring equinox, this is a day where you can really take time to be in the earth, to feel connected to yourself, to feel connected to the ground, to feel connected to the elements, and to feel into the fire in your life. What lights you up? What passion? Aries energy is off the charts. We're going to talk about this for all the spring feng shui. It is off the charts energy in so many ways. And so this is a phenomenal time to dig in to what you truly want, where you truly see yourself going. And all the rituals we're going to talk about for spring have a lot to do with taking all your energy and focusing it in with great intention to get what you want. And that's what this is all about. So, first thing, if you can do this on the equinox, great. If you can do this every day, phenomenal. I am not there yet with waking up this early, but I'm going to do it on Thursday, and I'm going to continue doing it throughout the season, which is to wake up before the sunrise and see the sunrise. Not all of you can do this because of the jobs that you have and the schedules you have, but if you can, just getting up earlier in general is wonderful, and being outside, if you can, under the sun is amazing for a few minutes. It will wake you up. It'll reset your circadian rhythms. You can listen to Andrew Huberman talk about this at length. This is one of his specialties, all about seeing the light and what it does for your whole system, how it kicks everything into gear. But what I would like you to do is get up, see the light, and visualize all that you want, all the things you're creating, all the seeds you're planting. This is a seed planting time. So all of this right now, you want to see this happening. So see the sunrise if you can, and envision all the things that are happening, all the things that are perking in your life, all the things that you're creating as though they've already happened. So when you're up, you're not just doing this idly. As the sun is rising, imagine that there's fire and energy being poured into all that you're making in this season ahead. This is a fire season. Spring is really a season of wood in terms of the 5 elements in feng shui, when you're stretching and growing, and we'll talk about that. But this incredible amount of Aries energy and this incredible amount of fire energy in general really adds another element to this season where things are going to start moving. And I want you to make the most of all this motion. I don't know about you, but for many people, this year started really blah. And now is the time to take it to a new level. So another way that you can harness this energy, this fire, and use it to make change is to light a candle every morning and write out all your goals. Write out your goals for the year and write out your goals. Write out the main things that you want right now. Write them all out on paper. So every morning, light a candle, sit down, write out your whole day, and then write out your main goals for the year. Why are you going to write them out over and over again? Because sometimes that repetition really does move things into action. It's really easy to set goals on January 1st or the Lunar New Year or even the equinox and then forget about them. And it takes focus. This year is a year where it takes a lot of focus. This is the year of the snake, a lot of planning, a lot of strategy. But when you focus and plan and have strategy, things really happen. And in order to get into that spirit, a ritual like this can be amazing to do at home. So you can do it in your living room, you could do it in your dining room, you could do it in your kitchen if you want. If you have a kitchen counter where you could sit down and you can light your candle and write and write and write. It takes just a few minutes. Have your tea, have your coffee, and feel the extra energy coming in. And when you light the candle, it's like, okay, the ritual has begun. And then do your writing and then contemplate the energy of the candle, like really energizing everything that you're writing. And then set upon your day with a lot more focus, a lot more clarity. This is going to be very, very powerful. And again, you could do it every single day. Another big thing is to stretch. As I said, traditionally, spring is a season of wood. And so stretching can help you to become more flexible in your mind. Stretching does not mean you have to do yoga or Pilates or some formal exercise, but any form of stretching. You can do yoga, you can do Pilates. I love all of these things, but all forms of stretching. You can even get into things like fascia release, which I love. I love foam rollers. I love all things that are going to help you to open up where things have been locked. If you've been feeling stuck or blocked, or like you're just on the wrong timeline right now for some reason, when you can unlock within you, and this is great that you can do at home, roll out a mat or just find a spot on the carpet where you feel comfortable, put on a video if it helps you, and stretch and feel all those locked up areas opening up. Because anything that's physically tense and physically stuck is mirroring energetic stuckness. And chances are it's also landing in your home. And that's why spring cleaning is such a big deal. So it goes without saying that spring cleaning, I didn't even put it on the list of the things because it is the thing we all know about this season. And for those of you where you're headed into autumn, fantastic. It all is still very relevant. Really get into this sense of opening up what's been locked up. I want you to free yourself to be more flexible, because one of the things about this new world we're walking into, this Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries very soon in the next, 12 days. Now, 12 days, I think. Neptune will be in Aries. This is dreamy, big, innovative, wildly creative new era, something that we truly have never been in before. And in order to really move with this new era and not feel upset by change, but rather embracing and leaning into change, this is where stretching is going to help so much. And cleaning your house, because cleaning is a form of magic. And if you haven't been on the channel a lot, if you're new here, welcome. And please like the video if you like it. Everyone, I always forget to say that. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because it really helps the channel. YouTube's being a real stickler about this lately. But I do so many videos about the power of things like cleaning, because when you're cleaning, you're not just making your home tidy. It is insanely important for your well-being, for the air quality in your house, for your sense of focus, for your sense of grounding, for your sleep, for every bit of your biology as well as your energy system. And it's something you can easily do. So get into all of the ways you can create space. Now, a big one for this season, and something that I have really been, I think, a little lax on. I've been very much into my community and sticking within my community, but socializing more and stretching more outside of your community, meeting people, meeting new people, meeting people on walks, meeting people at the gym, meeting people at the coffee place, meeting people everywhere you go, meet new people at work, get to know people and socialize a lot more. You might even want to set a goal for yourself to socialize with at least one new person every week or something like that, where it becomes something quantifiable so you know that you're actually doing it and you don't just socialize one day and go for 6 weeks without socializing with new people. Stretching outside of your circle is very, very important for life, for learning, for growth, for love, for abundance, for everything. And you'll find so many incredible, there are so many incredible people. You'll find so many incredible people. And it's easy to be very cynical if, maybe you live in a place where you assume people are all a certain way. You may be surprised to find there are a lot more people who are on the page that you're on or that have a lot to share with you that's incredibly valuable. This is magic. So socialize. It's another way of stretching. Invite more people over, have people over, do more things together. This is powerful and a great reason to get your home in tip-top shape, all clean and ready to go, because having a lot of dinner parties, having people over for tea, all of the things. You can even create a little circle in your neighborhood and get up early in the morning and watch the sunrise and visualize together. It's endless what you can do to catalyze this new energy. Pursuing a passion every day with intention is a great thing to make a goal for this season. And this means really intentionally doing things, not sort of, I'm pursuing a passion, but I'll put it off for later. And for now, I'll like flip through a book every once in a while, or I'll look at some posts online. Really pursue a passion every day. So if you're reading a book, don't just kind of idly read it, use what's in the book. So if you're learning something new, maybe you're learning it in a class, you get really into it and every day you practice it. This is what this is about. I don't want you to be just crazy busy. I want you to be more intentional and everything will go better. Everything will work out better. There's so much inspiration, so much new energy, the sun, the warmth, all the things. And in order to make the most of it, you want to be very focused. I want to master this. I want to accomplish this. And you really want to make sure that your actions are infused with that energy rather than just being haphazard. You could be so busy and accomplish very little. How many of you have been really busy lately and feel like you've gotten nothing done? I can relate. It happens to the best of us. And so you really want to make sure that the energy behind what you do is focused on what matters most to you. And this is going to be a game changer. So you're not just going to think about things, you're going to actively do them. You're not just going to plan to do stuff. Now is the time to pursue it every single day and make that something that you check off your list, where it's like every day, pursue my passion, whatever it is, and check it off the list at the end of the day. You'll see if you're leaving yourself behind, if you're leaving your passions behind. And when you invest in these things, it'll bring you more energy for every single thing that you do. So I can't recommend this enough. This is going to be big for your home and big for your life. It's going to be just a huge game changer. Now, communicating with nature is a vibrant and magical thing that you can do to supercharge this season. Everything is awake and thriving. I have orchids that are reblooming right now, and every day I visit them and talk to them. I visit them. I visit them in my dining room. I spend time looking at them, marveling at the flowers that are opening up. I don't know about you, but flowers, when they rebloom, if you have any plant that flowers and it reblooms, it feels like total magic. But orchids, especially for all the years that I've thrown away orchids that could have rebloomed, I have learned to forgive myself. I didn't know better. But now that my orchids are reblooming, I just looked at it like, wow, this is majestic. And I talk to them and I feel the energy and I can feel them coming to life. So you can do this. You can go to your favorite tree and you can kind of have even a silent communication with it, lean against it, feel its energy, really get in touch with it, have like an internal conversation with it. Same thing with maybe anything that you're walking around on the grass, you're walking, you're hiking, there's stones, boulders, sit on them, communicate with them. There's energy everywhere. And being in touch with these elements, being in touch with nature in this way, as everything is waking up and blooming and thriving, is going to give you an edge that I can't quite explain more than to say it's going to give you an edge that's going to be incredible. It like plugs you in. It plugs you in a way that is hard to quantify. The excitement, the real feeling on a cellular level that everything is bubbling up and multiplying in the best, most thriving ways is infectious and incredible. So communicate more with nature. Another thing you can do this is to seek out local produce or grow some stuff, grow herbs, grow some things at home, get a lemon tree that's in a little pot, get a lime tree, get yourself even trees planted in your house, plant some stuff and start growing. Local produce and eating more local produce is very in harmony with nature and the seasons, which is very powerful. But the more local and the more connected to the earth where you are, the more you will feel it. And if you can become friends with some local farmers, if you can go to more, again, farmers markets, get some local produce every week, really be specific about it. You don't need to get a ton of stuff. Be, again, intentional and deliberate. Try new things every week. Get new berries, make coconut whipped cream, do things that are really fun. And every single week, you will find yourself awakening more, again, plugging in more to the earth, feeling more of a rhythm. And herbs right now are incredibly important for supercharging things. So herbs all have, for lack of better words, spiritual properties. They all have energetic properties, and they're all meant, to really bring us so much balance. And with all the fire fire energy, this passion, this awakening, this everything, these herbs can help us to stay the most balanced, to make the most of this passion. If you've ever drank like a lot of coffee, a giant coffee or a pot of coffee, and you just like completely feel like you're dissociated because you're so sped up, that's like having too much fire energy. And we want to make sure the fire stays balanced so it's focused like a laser beam and you can make incredible things manifest in the months ahead. Now, if you want to do something really prosperous with herbs, one of my favorite things to do, if you have some basil, some fresh basil that you get either at the store or maybe you grow it. I love growing a basil plant and always having it growing in my house. According to my Italian family, having basil growing is good for your money. And so cut some basil, boil it in a pot with some water, let it cool down, and use that water to wash your windows, wash the floors. Just add it like sort of an extra essence into all of your cleaning, and it will blanket your home in abundance. You can do this with other herbs as well, but I love doing it with basil in the spring. It just feels very spring-like. Mint is another great one to try this with as well. So there is a lot. And again, spring rituals, these are some extra little layers that you can inject into your already busy life to make it a little bit less busy, a little bit more focused, a lot more elevated, and much more magical. And if you want to learn to design homes with all of this magic, starting with your own, Feng Shui school's open right now. So if you want to dive in and start learning how to design homes that make dreams come true, starting with your own, you can learn all about the School of Intention, the professional Feng Shui certification program, which is unlike anything else in the world, where you'll learn Feng Shui that is unlike anything else in the world, which is wholly empowering, wholly accessible, totally positive, and full of life-changing magic. And it's open now. So you can find the details below. It starts in the spring and this spring equinox, and everything ahead is just going to be amazing. So if you're watching this before the equinox, really tap into your manifesting power, get super clear on what you want. There's so much coming. So stay tuned because there are lots of videos. There's more eclipses. There's wild things happening, like I said, like Neptune and Aries that we have not experienced before in the way this is all happening. And these things might sound like just words, but I have so many people who reached out to me during the eclipse and said, "What is happening?" They don't know anything about astrology, and I was like, "Oh, you probably feel the eclipse." We're feeling stuff even if we don't know that there's sort of things shifting in the cosmos. So I think that the equinox and the seasons are something we all feel universally, whether you ascribe to astrology or not. There's something very universal that has gone throughout the ages, celebrating these very powerful days and really honoring each season. So make the most of this time, and it is going to be epic. I'm wishing you the most abundant spring ever. And if you have questions, comments, anything you need, please leave it below. If you do not receive the Feng Shui Moon Notes, please let me know below and I will send you a link to sign up. And if you want to join us again in Feng Shui School, we are getting ready to begin. And this season is going to be really designing a whole new paradigm because that's what we're walking into. And it's an amazing one. So I will see you guys soon. Happy spring. Mwah. Bye, everyone.